What's going on, everybody? Red Velvet's back in the studio, and I have a special guest back with us. And I don't know if you know or not, but Northview Baseball has a new coach, and it just so happens to be this young man next to me. Coach Jacob Harden, how are we doing today?
Dude, doing great, man. Good to be here. Good to see you.
You've kept me on edge for a long time. I was waiting for this news to break, and I finally it was a mystery. And I was like, who's this coach? I do come to me like I'm a baseball guy. I'm like, they're like, who the new coach is? I don't know. I don't know who the new coach is. I'm trying to figure it out as you. I'm trying to beat the other newscasters here because I want to break the story first. But I found out when everybody else did.
Yep.
So you just give a brief recap. You've been on the show before, but it's been a year and a half, 2 years.
Yes.
So let the listeners know who you are.
Yeah, well, my name's Jacob Harden. I'm a Brazil guy, Northview guy, graduated in 2015. We actually got our 10-year reunion coming up in October. And it goes fast. And, I was the guy that thought it'd be a great idea to run for class president and won. So now I'm the guy that gets to, organize all this stuff. But last 4 years I was at Linton as head baseball coach and a teacher there. I taught 6th grade and 7th grade computer science and really loved my time there. Very thankful for the opportunity I had. And, we were fortunate to have some success in those 4 years, thanks to a lot of great guys, a lot of great assistant coaches. And, but having an opportunity to come home, I couldn't pass up on it. And,
exactly.
I'm blessed to be here, man.
Exactly. So you're coming home. How does it feel to coach at your alma mater?
I was describing it to a teacher the other day at school. It was the day after the board meeting and it became official. And, she, congratulations. And she's like, how does it feel? And, I'm like, the best way I can describe it, it's like, you have a dream and the next thing you know, you're living in the dream and you can't tell if you're still sleeping or not, or is this really real? Mm-hmm. And that's really kind of how it's felt, man. Like it truly hasn't sank in that I'm the head coach, at my alma mater. And I don't even know, like the words to describe it, I can't even really come up with. It's just, I'm humbled by the opportunity. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful. I'm blessed, but I'm also ready to punch the card and get to work, and I just so fortunate, man. I mean, it's been a very chaotic journey, mm-hmm. And the people that have had my back through this whole thing and that have vouched for me, put in good word, whatever the case is, man. And then most importantly too, so thankful that Chris Mock and Scott Buell had the faith in me mm-hmm. to select me as the guy. Cause I know there were many, many guys that applied for this job that were very highly qualified. Mm-hmm. And I knew that this was a hot job. I mean, Northview is the cream of the crop in so many different aspects from, facility, to just, the success that they've had in general, to the administration, there's so much great about this school mm-hmm. and there has been for a long, long time. And it's only getting better and better. So to be back in the maroon, black and white, man, it's like I said, it's a dream come true. And I'm so thankful.
Yeah. And as we found out, you're just the 4th coach
in Northview history,
man. Which that speaks a lot that the success that the baseball program has had. I mean, 40 years. I mean, we're averaging 10 years per coach. And right. I know Coach Witham had about 25 of those 40 years. So, I mean, there's going to be a little pressure on you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's okay though, and, to me, what do they say? Pressure makes diamonds or something like that.
Yeah.
Something around that avenue.
I put your quotes all the time. But pressure makes diamonds. But we're going to go with that.
We'll go with it. But now I'm up for the challenge, man. And, one of my biggest mentors of my life and Craig Trout, that's the guy that has essentially handed me over the keys to this nice Cadillac of a program. Mm-hmm. And, I told him up front, like, thank you for leaving me these big shoes to fill. Like you have left your mark on this program. And, I told him, I said, I know I've got big shoes to fill. I'm going to do everything I can to outgrow the shoes, basically is what I told him. And, that's the expectations I've set personally, because I don't want to settle. And then for these guys' sake, like I don't just want to relish on the past, like I want us to be able to create more amazing memories for this program and, and do it together as a team. But the cool thing is, these guys that I'm filling the shoes of, I've got them in my back pocket, and they're going to be there to help me. Mm-hmm. And, Craig, especially, Coach Trout, he's going to mentor me through this whole process and, show me the ins and outs of Northview, because it's definitely going to be a learning curve. It's definitely ran a lot different than what I'm used to. So I'm going to have a lot of learning to do, but that's what I want, man. I mean, to me, nobody is ever going to know all of the answers, but by God, you should always want to try to find out all the answers. And that's, it's a mission of mine. So
absolutely. I one follow-up question about, are you going to try to break Coach Trout's records of ejections?
I think I'm going to try to favor on the side of not getting thrown out of games. I had one run in with that my first year coaching, and I really don't want to have to do that again, because there's a lot more that goes into it. Like
paperwork.
You gotta sit out, and now it's 2 games. Back when it happened for me, it was 1 game. Got to sit out 2 games. You got to pay to have to take a class.
Oh my!
You got to get lectured from your superiors. You got to. It's like, how about I just don't get thrown out, And, and I know that's the big thing. It's like you watch and you see these managers, they get fired up. Well, funny thing is, a lot of them, they only do it to try to get their guys fired up. Like, nobody's ever really that mad. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times, you're that mad.
Right.
But a lot of it is, okay, we've hit a brick wall. Hold my pen and pad. I'm going in. And, they do it to try to get a reaction out of the guys, because now they're like, oh, dude, look at Coach, man. Not okay. Let's do this for him. Mm-hmm. But we're going to find other ways to motivate our guys.
Well, and that's, mind you, that was the first baseball practice. I came today, for those who are watching a month from now. I came to practice today. That's probably the first baseball practice I've been to since CYL days in 1998. And you were bringing the energy. And I like that, because baseball is typically a quiet game I've been at, except when I was diving off the bleachers at Northview as a student, trying to hype. I was trying to hype the guys up.
And hopefully we see that this spring. That'd be cool.
I don't know. I hurt myself getting off the couch too fast. I don't know if I can dive off the bleachers again. You need to ask Nicole Gonzalez some stories about me diving off bleachers. She's got a lot of them. Some I can't say on air. But you were bringing the energy, and that's what I liked. I mean, the kids that were there on the off season of voluntary workouts, that you had quite a crew there
for sure.
And you were bringing the energy. I'm like, oh, dude, I want to go play baseball for this guy. I would suck, and you'd cut me within 5 minutes. But I'm like, you had me wanting to run through a brick wall.
Well, I love to hear that, man. I love to hear. I hope the boys feel the same way. Now, part of, I guess, my MO is, I've always been quite energetic. Mm-hmm. And I've definitely tried to, as I mentioned to you, looking back at the last 4 years, like, I've got an opportunity to have a clean slate. Right. Mm-hmm. And I really want to focus on, trying to right my wrongs and keep my rights going in the right direction, I suppose, but which not necessarily that having a lot of energy is a wrong, because I don't think it is, but definitely what I've learned is you have to find the right times. And and sometimes, like I got a lot of role models as far as coaches go. And, you look, one of my role models is Brad Stevenson. He's a basketball coach. And I mean, heck, there's a very viral clip of when Butler beat Gonzaga back in 2013. And I mean, that was a big upset. Mm-hmm. Game winner. He just crosses his arms, turns, walks to go shake the coach's hand. And I'm like, that was me. I'd be jumping out, jumping out the gym. And, so like I see that, but then I see guys like a Buzz Williams, who's another basketball coach, got a lot of basketball coaches that are idols. And he's like, hopping up and down on the sidelines and real energetic. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try to merge the two. Like, how can I be energetic while also being cool, calm, and collected? I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm avidly trying to. But no, I think, practice is a time definitely where it's like, and like you mentioned, like baseball kind of has the, what's the word? The vibe of being a boring sport. But the preparation need not be boring. I mean, the guys aren't going to buy into, okay, we're going to give everything we've got. It's tough for them to buy in if there's not a little bit of energy behind it. Yeah. But I'm glad you liked what you saw today, man. I loved what I saw. I mean, we were able to have 18 guys out there today. I think there's 18 guys that got better. There were 18 guys that gave everything they had. And that's what makes your heart happy as a coach, man. And it's like a clay that you get to just kind of mold, man. And I tell them, it's like, boys, you can literally achieve whatever you want if you continue to do these things. It's got me fired up, Evan. I'll tell you what, man. It's got me fired up.
That's
I'm excited.
Good.
I'm excited.
I mean, honestly, I felt like me being a wrestling guy, you were cutting a wrestling promo on these kids. And I was like, I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Were you ever a wrestling fan?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Who was it? Who was your guy?
I tell you what, man, growing up, I really loved the Great Khali just because he was a big guy. I was a big guy. But historically, Hawks.
Oh, yeah. It was
the Hawkster. Come on now.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. No, hey. But no, I've been one to try to cut a promo. Last couple years at Linton, I became our pep director, and I was the guy that would run all of our what do you call them? Our pep rallies and whatnot. And we had a lot of them because we would do them like team win sectional. Okay, pep rally. Well, a lot of teams won. A lot of teams won.
Linton football, you're winning a lot of sectionals.
Yeah, it was busy. Like, oh, cool. Another week, another spirit week, another pep rally, right? And I was out there basically cutting a promo, trying to get them fired up. And I'm like, shoot, maybe I should just go into the WWE, And then I realized all the work that goes into it, and getting beat up. And I'm like, well, maybe not. I'll just stick to baseball.
I might know a guy and get you in some wrestling events, maybe. Just maybe.
Man,
I got a sweet talk couple of the owners, but I can probably get you in.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it.
But you coach high school baseball, but not only that, you're involved with the Rex.
Right. Yes, sir. Yeah. No, just finished up my 5th season. Yeah, 5th season with the Rex, which is crazy, man. That's flown by like no other. Been very, very fortunate for that opportunity, man. Yeah. And Bruce Roselli, our owner, great guy, great family. Being able to work for him has been awesome. And then now his son is our head coach, our manager. Been able to work with Tony now the past 2 seasons, and it's been awesome, man. The way I describe it to people, you got a lot of kids in these different sports. They play the regular season at the high school level, and they go play travel ball. Like the Rex for me is kind of like my coaching travel ball per se. Like I go there to be up against, bigger and better per se.
Absolutely.
So that I can get better as a coach and as a human being and as a man. And been so very blessed to be around so many great coaches, so many great players, being at such a high level of baseball, seeing the game in a different way. And it's definitely helped with my growth in the game. But also just, like I said, helped me become hopefully a better man. But man, I've been able to get such a network now. It's a really, really cool deal, man. Really cool deal. And I've loved it.
Well, and you never mentioned it, but you made the All-Star lineup, didn't you, as a coach?
Yeah. So
I kind of forgot to mention that. And let me tell you that.
Now I will say though, it wasn't anything like they're looking down the list and they're like, oh, Jacob Harden, he's an All-Star. Now, so the way it worked out, the All-Star game just got brought back this summer.
Okay.
And they went with the same format like Major League Baseball does. And in Major League Baseball for the All-Star game, they take the coach and the coaching staff from whoever won the National League pennant was in the World Series, and they take the coach and coaching staff from the American League pennant winning team that was in the World Series, and those guys get to represent the the National League, American League for the All-Star game. So not this past summer just finished up, but the summer before, we made it to the championship game, which essentially would have been the World Series of the Prospect League. So because of that, Tony, myself, and Gabriel Arroyo, who's our other assistant, we got to be the coaches of the All-Star game, which was really cool. And unfortunately, the game itself ended up getting rained out, which stunk. But we still got the chance to go do the home run derby. And our boy Wally Diaz ended up winning it. Wally's a stud, man. So like we still got to have so much great experience, and so many memories were made that weekend. But unfortunately, we didn't get to actually coach a game because of the rain. But no, it was still a tremendous honor, man. And they did a great job of treating those guys like superstars.
Good.
And it was an awesome experience.
Good. And I think there was a seminar or a talk or something put on by the owner of the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. Also, WWE Hall of Famer JEFFJARRETT, Jeff Jarrett.
Yes,
And
sir.
he sent me a picture, and he's like, "Dude, check this guy." And I'm like, "You were the Hall of Famer, man!" Like,
Yeah. Oh man, it was awesome. It was awesome, and it's like just doesn't really hit you that like, oh, that's who's right in front of me, man. Wow, that's the hand I just shook, right?
yeah.
No, he was awesome, man, and he shared such a great testimony.
Mhm.
Had a great talk with everybody that was there, and I took a lot of notes in my phone. I'm like, I'm going to steal this, I'm going to steal that, I'm going to use that. But
Did he give you any of his slogans from wrestling?
he did not, unfortunately, but he did have a lot of great advice to offer.
Yeah.
A lot of great ways to kind of look at different aspects of life. And, when you hit adversity, because he obviously had a lot of adversity in his life,
definitely.
and,
sir.
to see him doing what he's doing now is a testament to what, having a, good heart and a good mind on trying to do the right things and working hard can do, man. And it was,
He didn't have a guitar with him, did he?
I don't think he did, but if he did, I was going to duck. I was going to get out of there, man. Get on and get, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I had to bring that up because that's quite an honor, quite an accomplishment, making the All-Star.
I appreciate that,
All-Star staff. I don't care how you made it. You made it. That's all that matters. You made it, and then you get to meet a Hall of Famer on the way up, and that's even better.
It was an awesome weekend, man.
And since you've been named head coach in Northview, you really hit the ground running. You got the practices going, but you've also gone to the football guys. Sorry, the Clay Youth League. You've been there already with some of the boys.
Yep.
And I know when I was a kid, seeing any of the high school players at your games cheering you on, that is special.
Right.
I'm proud of you for doing that.
Well,
I commend you for doing that. I mean, what brought that up? What you're like? Hey man, it's day 2. The ink's just dry on my contract. All right, let's go to the youth league. That is awesome.
Oh well, hey, I mean, to me, it's part of the job, man. It really is. And I was telling you pre-podcast, like, I don't know. I've just from a young age. I mean, back when I was 8th grade, 9th grade, I mean, my life consisted of literally nothing but school and baseball. And I'd go to school, go to practice, and then I'd go to the youth league and hit 3-4 buckets of baseballs. And then I would go and I would watch games and I'd help the kids out. And that's kind of really when I discovered maybe I want to be a coach. And I remember thinking back at that age, I'm like, this is what Northview should do. Like, and I remember thinking, if I'm ever head coach, and then here I am. So that's
spoken into existence way back when.
That's really cool. But I'm like, man, like that's what we're going to do. And I was able to kind of see that vision at Linton. I was very fortunate that our program was very close with our youth league, and now getting this opportunity, and one of my very good friends in Brady Shoemaker, and a guy that I've he's been a role model of mine for a long time. He's running the show now. And, I said, my first phone call, if I get this job, would be with Brady. And actually he called me before I had a chance to call him, after the board approval. And I said, it's time to get to work. And, I asked him for the schedule, and, that following week they had fall games. I said, I'll be there. And the really cool thing about it is I'd mentioned it to one of the seniors, Jackson Pierce. I said, hey, what do you think about coming with me? He's like, yeah, let me ask the other guys. And then 7 of the 8 seniors were there. And the only reason the 8th wasn't there is because he had a tennis match. And that to me just spoke volumes to these guys. And, I told him, I said, we will be very active. I was like, obviously, we got to focus on us, obviously our priority, but to me, it needs to be a priority getting involved with the guys that will one day be in your shoes. The way I look at it, you got the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds have the Indianapolis Indians, who have it's a farm system. Yeah. Like, this is a feeder system. And in my opinion, in order for it to be truly successful, is this feeder system needs to know who their high school coach is going to be. They need to get a relationship with these high school boys, which then in turn is going to make them say, hey, mom, hey, dad, I want to go root on Jackson, who helped me out the other day. Yeah. Right now they're going to be at games. And next thing you know it, you're going to blink, and these kids that you're watching running around hitting a ball off a tee for their game, they're going to be the one hopefully winning a sectional and a semi-state and a regional and a state title for you. Yeah. And, and something too, and I mentioned before we got on here, I think Coach Rakes does a fabulous job with the way that, you know, his football program and the youth program coincide. You know, he's holding these coaches clinics and, you know, giving them, hey, here are the plays we run. Here's how we do things. And it's like that's what I want for our baseball, you know, and I've already told Brady, you know, first and foremost, like if we have a practice, any of those coaches at the youth league are more than welcome. Like I advocate for them to come watch how we do things, you know, hopefully take some notes of, and I don't say that in the fact of I know everything, because I do not, but I do know this is what we're doing, you know, and this, so, you know, and I'd love to hopefully be able to have some sort of, I don't know if clinic's the right word, but a sit down where I can say, hey man, here is our philosophy. Hey, here are the cues we use for hitting. Here are the cues we use for defense. Here's what I recommend that you start doing with these kids now, so that when they get to be the age of being high school, they're ready to hit the ground running. You know, like you don't have to reteach it because they've already been doing it. But no, I love it, man. Like I said, to me, it goes with the job. And it's something, you know, like I mentioned, the cool thing I got going for me is I'm a bachelor with no kids. My life right now is I show up to school, I do my job, I go to practice, and I come home. And I have plenty of time to fit in those kids, you know, being at the youth league for those kids.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do it. And I'm very excited to do it, man. And we got a great crew of guys devoting time to volunteer for those kids over there. And you know, my hat goes off to them, because it's not easy to sacrifice time away from being at home, being with your family, to coach.
Right.
And the fact that we have so many guys that are stepping up and doing that for these kids, it's awesome. And I want to help them in any way that I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, that speaks volumes for your seniors. I mean,
Absolutely.
When I was 17 years old, that was probably the last thing I wanted to do. So I commend, I'm going to look at the camera at this. I commend you seniors for doing that, because that's very special. And those little kids, well, that'll be a lifelong memory for them.
Absolutely.
I had to really spell that out.
Yeah, no. And I, you know, talking with Brady, like we've got hundreds of ideas, man. Like, you know, something I would love to see happen is every game the youth gets to line up the starting lineup ton, like little things like that, man. You know, like things that, you know, you start tradition. And that's really what I want. And obviously we got a couple months before that's gonna, you know, happen, but you know, the planning starts now. But I just, you know, different ways to, you know, get involvement. And, you know, like I know Coach Neville, you know, has done a great job with, you know, like, and that's the cool thing, man. It's like, you look, literally every single coach that Northview has, first off, they're awesome. But second off, it's like, they're doing such good things outside of just 9 through 12. You know, they're involved with the youth programs, you know, Kathy Bosmer with softball. Like, you know, if I'm going to forget somebody, so I'm going to stop there, but it's like, they're all doing so much. And it's really cool to be able to be surrounded by that. And also really cool to have them as, you know, colleagues and mentors and, you know, people that you can lean on and, you know, get advice from or give advice, which I don't know if I'll ever be able to give. I mean, it's like, I mean, they're legends. I mean, and, you know, and Coach Brian I said I was going to stop because I'm going to forget something, but they're all awesome, man. They are all awesome. And Coach Goff with I'm gonna stop, but you get it. I mean, literally every
Coach Sanabria and Pat Brown. I think you got them all now.
Okay, we got them. I mean, but seriously, like they are the cream of the crop, man. They're the best of the best. And like that was something I was very fortunate at Linton. I mean, same deal, man. Every coach, everywhere you turn, like they are legendary, and it's the same thing here. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. You have a lot of people that I can look up to and see how they're doing things, seeing the things that they're doing that is bringing their Northview program so much success. And, you know, we can double down. And then also too, like I mentioned, you know, with Coach Trout, like he did so much for this program. And, you know, and I told the boys, I said, you know, we might have a new driver of the car, but it's the same car. You know, it's the same program, and this program, we're going to keep it going in the direction that it's been going for the last 40 years because we've had so many great people involved with it. And, you know, it's an honor, but also it's a big responsibility for everybody involved because, you know, Northview baseball is a very special thing to a lot of people.
It is.
And, what do they say in Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, sir.
A little Uncle Ben action. But we're ready, man.
That's good. I'm excited. And like you said with Northview, I mean, you look at all the coaches. They've been there. Almost all of them been there 10 plus years.
Yep.
And that speaks volumes for their program.
Absolutely.
Now, you're going to be there 25 years. You're going to be the next with them on tenure.
Hey, there we go.
You're going to be the longest tenured coach in Northview baseball history.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that.
Well, I mean, you're young enough. You'll be like 50 by the time that happens. So.
Right. Yeah.
But I got one last question.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me make sure. Oh, two. You got any game day rituals?
Oh boy, I do. They change. It changes depending on what's working. Like I'm, you're mentioning before we got going here about being superstitious. Like I'm very superstitious. Like heck, this past season, we won the first game of the season, and the next day we had the second game. We ended up losing, and turns out I had a different pair of like sliding shorts on, or and I was like, well, no wonder.
Yeah.
So, but then when I switched back and we won again and then won again, well, then we started losing. I'm like, okay, well, obviously I got to change it up. So I kid you not, I was wearing Scooby-Doo underwear at one point. Like I got to figure something out, man.
Yeah.
But as far as pregame rituals, there for a hot minute, it was going and getting a little pregame Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go get 2 chicken wraps, but then that stopped working. So now I got to figure something out. I got to find out what works and stick with it.
Yeah.
But I'm very adaptable with my rituals.
Yeah.
You got to rock with what's working, and if it doesn't work, obviously that's because of the ritual, or
Exactly.
obviously it's because of the underwear, right? So you got to figure out what's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But now, man, I just. I definitely do have stuff that I do, but I really don't. I just kind of do it.
Yeah.
Nike. There we go. Endorsement.
Nike, just do it.
Just do it. But yeah, just kind of adapt with whatever's working, man.
What's working, and then once you lose, we got to
switch it up.
Absolutely.
Got to switch it up.
Absolutely. And then last one, you're selling your house.
I am selling my
house.
And
for those that are watching, if you know anybody that's selling the house, say Red Velvet. Refer them, and so I can get a steak dinner.
Absolutely. Hopefully it's sold by the time this comes out. Praying.
But the president room. What is what is this president's room?
Okay, so we're going to go back in time a little bit. So I finally get this house, right? September 2022. I'm an avid thrift store shopper.
Okay.
And I'm at the Linton Goodwill, and I noticed that in like the picture frame section, there is a portrait of Andrew Jackson on his horse. I'm like, that's about the coolest thing I've ever seen. And, I've always loved history.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, that's cool. Well, I didn't get it. And then the next day I'm thinking, man, I need to go get that. So I go back and I don't find it. And I'm so mad. I'm like, first off, who in God's name in Linton is going to buy this picture? But I'm like, why did they buy it now that I want it? Well, then I start digging, I find it. So I get it. And I'm like, I'm going to put this in my office. So I put it on the wall. Well, then a couple of days go by and I'm like, we gotta find Andrew some company. We got to find President Jackson some company. Not too long after that, I'm at Goodwill, and I find this plate that has Jimmy Carter in the center, and around him are all the presidents leading up to him.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so I get that. I add that to the wall. Then next thing you know, I am at an antique store, and I find like a little metal bust of George Washington. I'm like, I'm gonna get that. So then it just kind of became an obsession. And the next thing you know, okay, I got one wall completely covered. And then I keep finding stuff. So now I'm starting to cover another wall. So it kind of became, an obsession of mine to collect presidential memorabilia. But it's just really cool, man. Yeah. It's like, I enjoy it. And, I love trying to learn about the history, and, figuring out, okay, what are the things that these guys did, man? And, it all tells the story of where we are today.
Absolutely.
But I eat it up. And, and it's something too, like I always tell people, it's a non-political, type of collection. Like, doesn't matter if I agreed with them or not. Like if they served in the Oval Office, they were our president. Mm-hmm. They got something cool, I'm going to get it. Yeah. And so it's really cool. And I've got a goal to eventually get something of every president. And I probably got 20 of them all,
Yeah.
there's still a lot, because there's a lot of presidents that weren't very popular. Like, I mean, James Buchanan, I mean, not a very popular president, not very much you're going to find, but by God, I found something of him. I was at yeah, I know, randomly. I was at an antique store and found a postcard that had his face on it. I'm like, there we go. But so there's definitely a lot of presidents that it's hard to find.
Do you have a William Henry Harrison anything?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Actually, it's really cool. It's like one of those, what is it called? It's like, it's a candy dispenser. What do you call that?
Piss dispenser?
Yes. Found one of him.
What?
Yes, swear to God.
Yeah. Send me a picture of that.
I will send you a picture of it. It was, again, most random thing ever. It's like, okay, cool. And then I found a Grover Cleveland mug that had his face on like $1 million bill.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
So question on that. Are you going to have 2 Grover Cleveland things because he was president twice?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'll need to. I'll definitely need to. All right, quick presidential trivia. Okay.
I'm not going to fail.
Who is the only president in the United States history to never be elected?
Was it?
Keep in mind, even vice presidents that took over for, like, whether it be resigned or died, everyone except this guy was at least elected vice president. This guy wasn't even elected vice president.
Oh, he wasn't even elected vice president.
Nope.
Okay.
He just became vice president. Then he took over for the president. And then when he ran for election or re-election, he didn't win. So technically he was never, ever elected.
Was it Andrew Johnson?
Was not Andrew Johnson.
Okay, let me try another one. Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford.
Okay.
Bingo was his name. Very good.
Mind you, I'm just guessing at this entire point.
And I mean, hey, historians say most athletic president.
Yes, he was. He's a football player.
A football player. I mean, he was a stud, man.
Yeah.
He was a stud.
He was.
So
he was never elected vice president?
No. Spiro Agnew, I believe was the guy's name, was Nixon's vice president. And then he got caught up in like a big scandal and he resigned, which talk about foreshadowing, right? But he ended up resigning and Gerald Ford ended up taking over. Okay. And I don't know the nooks and crannies on, how, like, I don't know if Gerald Ford was in a position where it's like next man up or how it worked out, but he wasn't on.
He went to the grocery store.
Yep. Okay. No, he ended up taking over. And then of course, the Watergate happened and Nixon decided to say adios. And now it's like, okay, Gerald, welcome to it, bub. Yeah. Hey, you're president of the United States, but yeah, no, it's a lot of cool random history, man. Yeah. A lot of cool random history.
I'm just glad I got it right, halfway right.
Yeah, hey, absolutely.
I figured, I was like, okay, it had to be after that or that. And
yeah.
I only had 3 guesses.
Yeah. Hey, didn't need them all, man.
That's good.
Did a great job. That's but good. No, I eat it up. And it would be really cool, I will say.
This never would have happened had you not seen that Andrew Jackson picture.
Never would have happened. Okay. Never would have happened. All thanks to old Hickory riding on his horse in the goodwill of Linton. And
sounds like a story.
Definitely was a story, man. Definitely was a story. But yeah, but now I'm like thinking, okay, if I finally sell my house, how in the heck am I getting all this stuff out? And
it's gotta go with the house.
I mean, if that would be a selling point, because I've gotten to the point, I'm like, I wonder if all this would like be worth anything. And then I'm like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. I've worked too hard to let this go. Like, this is going to come to my grave with me. Like they will.
I'm going to go to your funeral and you're just going to have presidential stuff everywhere.
I mean, it's going to be, they're going to be like, oh, did he serve? No, he just was weirdly obsessed.
We shop at Goodwill a lot.
Yeah. Big fan of the president. He loved them all. But now it's.
That's a very cool hobby.
I appreciate it, man.
And I kind of want to go thrift shopping with you. I think it'd be fun.
Hey, let's do it, man.
Hey, man. We can go to our Goodwill. We'll probably find Dinerpod t-shirts or something. I found a couple.
I tell you what, I've been trying to go find Northview shirts, and I was thinking there'd be a lot more there, and there hasn't been. Yeah. But I guess that just tells you nobody wants to get rid of a Northview shirt.
That's right.
They want to hold on to them. Even if they outgrow them, they want to hold on to them, man.
No, I'm supposed to have a t-shirt blanket made for my mom when I graduated high school, and that was 20 years ago. Still waiting, mother. Anyway. But, well, thank you for coming on and talking with us.
Appreciate you having me, man.
I always look forward to talking to you.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise.
I enjoy it. At this time, I do want to thank our sponsors. They make this possible. Wabash Valley Plumbing. They lay pipe. That's our slogan, not theirs. RJ's Formal Wear, celebrating 40 years in the business. Stitch Embroidery and Apparel. And Everhope Co. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our subscribers. And if you would like to subscribe to the Dinerpod Facebook, it's 99 cents per month. That's less than a cup of coffee. And I would thank you very much. Jake, it's been a pleasure.
Dude, it's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we still got to do that 747 eating contest, by the way.
Yeah.
Because real
who
quick.
you challenge you now? Because
Okay.
Craig retired.
Well, here's the deal that I got thinking about. Okay, so Craig and I, when I was at Linton, we faced each other 4 times.
Yeah.
I won 2. He won 2.
Oh,
We need a rubber match.
okay.
I think a pizza eating contest would be the perfect rubber
I
match
think so.
because we can't end in a tie. I mean, come on, this isn't week
It's like
4 of the
kissing
NFL.
your sister. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Craig!
come on now.
We're reaching out to you. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Keep pushing. Love you all.
Go Knights.
Go Knights.